First and foremost, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Malak Yahushai. That is to say, Yahweh, being named the Heavenly Father, who the world will call God, and Yahweh Shai, being named His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, this brother Kasadi from WFI Jersey, Philly. Right, we up here, I believe it's 5:45 on the East Coast. We're tapping in the spirit right now. We're gonna break down how these nations are gonna fare when Israel comes into power, and that they can't stop this truth. Right, we got brothers over there in Orlando that's teaching, and Lord willing, everybody subscribe to WFI Orlando. But those brothers out there, man, and they've been going through hell these past few months. Right, they began Noah's ordinances, having to appear before a court. Naquan went out there and they kind of grabbed the brother up, put the brother in jail for a day or so. So all hell's been breaking loose for the brothers that's out there teaching in Orlando. And the Lord is using that as a sign and example, showing you what's going to come to the rest of the brothers that teach out here on the highways and byways, and to all those that's not teaching, those that's home, those that's building themselves up, those that's taking care of their families and households and, tending to their children. There's a time period coming where we talk about it all the time, that persecution. There's going to be persecution of the saints, right? There's going to be persecution of the men of Israel, right? The servants that go out there on the highways and byways. That time is coming. But nevertheless, we shouldn't fear, given that the Most High God is going to be fighting for us, all right? So again, like I mentioned, the brothers been going through hell. They actually, they wanted to stop them teaching over there in Atlanta for so long. Now they put a barred gate around where they teach at. So, that hit my spirit and as showing, hey, this is very soon, the all hell is going to break loose on this earth. And that these heathen, they hate that we building up the temple of the Lord again. They hate that we building right now. Right, let's start with that. Let's go to the book of Nehemiah. So these heathen, they don't like that we out there on the highways and byways, right? They want us to just stay niggas. As long as we stay niggas, they can continue to stay, whatever they want to be, whatever they want to call themselves, stay at the top of the society, whatever else, man. But the Lord ain't dealing with that. So this is Nehemiah chapter 2. I'm going to start at Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 9. Right, Nehemiah 2 and 9. Then I came to the governors behind the river and gave them the king's letters. Then the king had sent captains of the army and horsemen with me. Right, so Nehemiah was given a charge by Artaxerxes to go and continue to do the work. Right, he was given a charge to start building up the temple of Jerusalem, continue to build up the walls. Right, reading on, it says, verse 10, when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant the Ammonite heard of it, it grieved them exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel. So when these heathen hear that we building up the temple of Jerusalem again, that we caring for the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, this is grieving them to their ears. Why is that? Because the longer, again, that we stay niggas, we stay in sin, we stay damn Cardi B lights and Meg Thee Stallion lights and damn, who is it, 21 Savage lights, or whoever rapper is hot right now. As long as we stay niggas in this earth, they can continue to prosper off the well-being, off the back of Israel, right? Let me get a precept on that. And that's the spirit. This is the book of Judith, chapter 5, and I'm going to start at verse 19, right? Judith 5 and 19. So again, they want us to stay at the bottom. They don't want to see you succeed in this society. They don't want you ever knowing that you was a Hebrew Israelite. Even if you find out about that, they're going to try to, demonize us. They're going to try to call us, oh, we black Hebrew Israelites now, right? Oh, we niggas with Bibles. We ain't none of that, man. Right? We the men of the Lord. We the servants of the Most High God, right? This is Judah 5 and 19. It says, but now are they returned to their God. And now we coming back to the Most High God. Now we return out of all walks of life. We got some women that used to be damn harlots on a damn stripper pole, getting hundreds of dollars a night. But she hopped up out of that. She throwing a head wrap. She got some fringes on her dress, right? She's modest. She kind of reading her Bible. She kind of going out to the park and sitting by the tree and reading and studying and praising the Most High. We got brothers that was on a corner, right, getting damn hundreds of dollars. But the brother, he kind of dropped that. He put his pistol away. He probably threw it in the drain somewhere. He grabbed a 1611. He threw some fringes on his garment, right? And he's doing his thing right now. Now he out there holding post mighty. Used to be a nigga, but now he in the truth. So they don't want us to wake up in this thing. Again, but now are they returned to their God, right? Again, we was in all walks of life. We was Gentiles, we was heathen, we was dead. We was the damn walking dead. That shows about you. But now the Most High God is up in his truth, man. Right? Reading on, it says, and are come up from the places where they were scattered. And we were scattered everywhere. Right? Scattered everywhere. We've been in 14 captivities, 7 in the book of Judges alone. We've been in the Egyptian captivity, the Assyrian captivity, the Babylonian captivity, bugged the hell out. The Persian and Median captivity, or the Akkadian Empire, if you want to put it that way. We was in the Grecian captivity, the Roman captivity. We've been in America, and we've been scattered everywhere to the damn Chinese man, the Arab man. We've been everywhere, man. But the Lord said, now we come back to the place where we were, where all the places we were scattered from or scattered to. Now we coming back home to Israel. Because the kingdom is us, right? And that tells you that in the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 20 and 21. Right? We don't need to physically be in our land to be the Israelites, man. Right? That's where we descend from. It says, and are come from the places where they are scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is. And we the sanctuary of the Lord. We the temple of the Most High God. Right, real quick. Right, we the temple. We don't gotta be, again, we don't gotta be in Israel, right? To be operating the temple, because we the temple, man. Right? Let me get a quick precept on this. It's the book of 1 Peter. Slakia. All right. 1 Peter chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 4. Well, I'll get to right to the point. 1 Peter 2 and 5. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to Yahweh by Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So we have a spiritual house. It's not a physical temple where a man can go in and out the temple, where the priest is operating in the most holy places. That's not a literal thing. We that temple for the Lord, right? The Lord told you that in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, and 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, right? That these bodies don't belong to us. They belong to the Most High God. So we're the temple of the Most High God because the Spirit operates in us. That's the reason why we on a damn live stream at 5 o'clock in the morning where you could be getting some sleep, right? But you out here. You're doing the work of the Lord. That's the reason why we stay out damn 11, 12 o'clock at night, just teaching the Lord's word. Reading, right? To our eyes is damn bloodshot red because we love the Most High God and we got to get these sins off us, man. Because we the temple of the Most High God and the Spirit dwells in us and he wants to bring us to the kingdom, Lord willing. All right? So back to Judah 5 and 19. But now are they returned to their God and are come up from the places where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in a hill country, for it was desolate. Now therefore, my Lord and governor, right? And it says that, let me read it again, where their sanctuary is and are seated in a hill country, which is Israel, and it was desolate, right? Israel is desolate right now. I just showed my rib the other day. Tel Aviv, which is in Israel, is the most homosexual city out of all the cities in the earth. But that's supposed to be the chosen people. How is it the chosen people that live in Israel if these men is popping men? That city probably damn stink, man. You ain't even got a damn actually be in the city to smell the damn reaping of the abominations and wickedness that's in that damn land right now. That city is desolate. That land is desolate. Why? Because the real children of Israel are not there. You got some damn imposters, some wannabes, right? Verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, meaning if we sin against the Most High God, then they know what time it is. They know they can continue to rule over us. They know the Lord is He's not dealing with us. He's going to turn his face from us, right? Like it's happened in time past, right? But now the Most High God, he's actually dealing with Israel again. He's actually waking Israel up again, right? Because Israel is believing in his son Yahweh Shai, and through Yahweh Shai, right? Yahweh Shai is making atonement and forgiveness of our sins. Like we bring it out like a man that's, he's set away to be to do 60 years of life. 60 years of life in prison, right? He's in the courthouse right now, but the Lord is a defense attorney. And he's kind of defending this man, this advocate. That man is Israel. And Yahweh Shai has been our advocate. Anytime we commit a sin, anytime we go to hell off, and we repent and we truly change, then Yahweh Shai can make atonement for us and make restitution for us to the judge, and the judge can kind of, pardon the iniquity. And that judge is the Most High God, and that prosecutor is Satan, and Satan works with his spirit um, through all these different nations to keep Israel in sin. Hey, Shalom, mighty brother from London, man. That's mighty, man. Right? Lord willing, we get a WFI UK. Lord willing. Right? So these nations, they know we gotta stay in sin for them to continue to rule. When we wake up, that's when they're gonna be in fear. Like the time when we left, like the Egyptians when we fled Egypt, like the time of Sanballat and Tobiah the Ammonite during the time of us building the temple, right? These things is going to be so, and it's written in the scriptures for our learning today. That's why they're going to do anything they can do to hinder this word. You're going to see more and more police presence over here in Philly. We've been seeing a lot of damn agents, man. It's been a lot of agents, and we've been calling them out. We've been perceiving through the spirit who they are. They kind of walking up. We know who you are. Goddamn walkie-talkies on and whatnot. Just devils, man, over there, damn, in a corner somewhere, writing and recording this, taking down notes. We go and check the brother or check the man, and they kind of flee away. Oh, now just taking notes. Taking notes on what? What you got to see? They over there running by, taking pictures. Just madness, full on professional cameras out there. Every damn Saturday, it seems, trying to stop this word, but you can't stop this thing. Kind of, Lord willing, right? Read it on. It says, now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. So if we sin against the Most High God, then that's our ruin. That's why we got these curses on us, right? That's how we got these curses on us, because of us not keeping the commandments of the Lord. As long as we don't keep the commandments of the Lord, these nations can roll over us. But now that we rising up, now that we repenting, now that we coming back into the knowledge of the truth, right? Now we keeping our heritage. We not niggas no more. We dropped the guns, we dropped the coke, we dropped the weed, and we putting those things to the side. We dropped the damn Henny bottle, and we over here doing what we got to do through the spirit, because the Most High is waking us up through the spirit. Now that these things are happening, these nations don't want that to be so, because now they know they can't overcome us. It says, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. Right? Let me get a quick precept, because we know that whenever we go to war, anytime anyone ever goes to war, it's not of that person that wins is not because of the horses that they got, or how big their host is, or how big their army is. It's always backed up if the Lord wants them to win or not, right? Chiefly, if the Lord wants us to win, He's going to fight for us. He's going to send angels to fight for us, right? He's going to put the spirit on our forefathers, right? Let me go to First Maccabees real quick, right? That's the spirit. This First Maccabees chapter 3, and verse, I start at 18. Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard thing. Saki. Verse 18 again. Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And with the God of heaven, it is all Saki. It is all one to deliver with a great multitude. Right? It says, I'm gonna read that again. To deliver with a great multitude or a small company, for the victory of battle standeth not in a multitude of an host, but strength coming from heaven. So it doesn't matter how small we are right now, rising up. It don't matter if we had a big army. It don't matter if there's a lot of Israelites waking up or a few. If the heathen were to come through and try to besiege Jerusalem, meaning come through against us, hey, the Lord's gonna fight for us, man. Right? We know that it's a time period coming known as Jacob's trouble, when the fifth seal is going to crack open, right? Where it's going to be persecution of the saints. We understand that. That's written, and that has to happen. Nevertheless, the Most High God is still going to fight for us. He's not going to allow all of Israel to be destroyed. He's not going to allow for the elect to be destroyed, because they're predestinated to get the kingdom no matter what. So all throughout history, all throughout us fighting against these different kings, like we read about in the book of Joshua, right? Like we read about when David was fighting with his mighty army, right? These things were happening But nevertheless, the Most High God was fighting for us. All different types of heathen, all manners of sorts, right? From different lands and different countries, different military might, but the Most High God always fought for us, and we always remain in integrity in the Most High God. So we shouldn't fear at all. We know at the end of the day, we're going to win. Whether it's you per se or just Israel in general, we're going to win at the end of the day. And these heathen, they can't stand that, right? Because it's written, right? So let's get some more precepts on this. All right, let's go to the book of Joshua, the 5th chapter. All right. So these nations, they can't stand this, man. They don't want to see you win. Why the hell would they want to see you win? When they want to keep you in sin, again, we just read, the longer we in sin, the longer they can continue to win. But when we not in sin, then we winning and they can never win. That's it. Once the elect is sealed, that's it. And they know this, man. If you watch those damn superhero movies, the damn X-Men, they try to stop the damn X-Men from kind of rising up. And we the X-Men through the spirit, man. Right? We not beasts, we not all them different things, but through the spirit we're gonna have the spiritual powers, Lord willing. And once we get that, the other nations can't do a damn thing. Hey, once the Lord seals 144,000 men, that's it. All hell's gonna break loose on the earth. It tells you that in Revelation the 7th chapter. That's it, man. Shalom. It's some mighty brothers from damn UK right now, man. All praise to the Most High, man. Y'all keep enduring, man, and you know, continue to talk to the brother Nikon, and Lord willing, you know, we're gonna be out there, Lord willing. I would love to go to UK, bring out the word. I'd love to have brothers out there teaching the word, man. I know we got brothers in Germany. Yeah, the brother said Luke Cage. I watched that show. I don't think they made it. They made like 2 seasons, and they kind of shut it down. But Luke Cage, man, they wanted to stop Luke Cage. Luke Cage was just a nigga. But then the Most High kind of used him, man. Like he's going to use us, Lord willing. Or he's using us right now. And this is Joshua chapter 5 verse 1. And it came to pass, when all the kings of the Amorites, right, which are Canaanites, which were on the side of Jordan westward, and all the kings of the Canaanites were by the sea, heard that the Lord had dried up the waters of Jordan from before the children of Israel, until we were passed over, that their heart melted. So when we waking up, these nations' heart are melting. That's why they want to stop you so bad. It's in their heart, like, damn, these niggas waking up, man. It's vexing, man. Khan, all praise. Continue to talk to the brother, right? So it's vexing to the damn other nations, man. They don't like that we waking up, right? They want us to stay asleep, even at damn 6 o'clock in the morning. Where it's commonly said in the world, the early bird gets the worm. Right now, Israel through the spirit, we the early bird, or the early worm. Well, what the hell? The early bird, that's what it is. And we out here trying to get the worm, which is getting this truth, right, through the spirit. So we out here with this thing, man, right? The Most High got us waking up in these last days, right, by the numbers. We out there through the spirit, where we got brothers all over the earth, right? We talking to the brothers right now in UK. You got brothers over there in Seattle, brothers in California, brothers in Germany. Lord willing, is brothers in China. Probably got brothers out there in the damn Amazon rainforest, man. Who knows? But we all over the earth, waking up, and the other nations hate it. It says again, that their heart melted, neither was their spirit in them anymore. So that's what's happening to these nations right now. Their spirit is literally being taken from them, it's being sucked away from them, because our spirit is being put back in us. That's how this thing works. When the spirit of the Lord comes back in us, the spirit of the other nations, they could go out of them. Why? Because again, this is like and you kind of see this in them damn movies and whatnot, right? Again, when we wake up, they fall. That's it. That's the end of the movie. That's the end of the script. That's what's ordained, right? The Lord from damn, let me get this real quick. From Genesis to Revelation, that's the script. That's the movie script. That's the role. You gotta play a role though. All the nations, they're gonna play that role too. They either gonna lose their spirit and die, or they're gonna be servants to us. That's it. That's their role. Ain't nothing more to it, you know? Reading on. It says, neither was there spirit in them anymore because of the children of Israel. You see that? Let's get another precept on this, right? So let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. All right. So again, as long as you continue to wake up and do your thing through the spirit, right? And like the brother said, keep the Sabbath day holy, right? Women, you got your hair wrap on while the word is out. Brothers, you got your fringes on. Hey, sisters got fringes on too. You doing your thing, right? Not just that, but you actually believing. Because you can have those things on and not believe, you ain't really gonna make it, man. You want to make sure your spirit is right in these last days so that even the things that we reading, you can overcome these other nations when they do come after you. That the Most High can't hide you and keep you hidden away when these devils come through and they try to besiege us, man. Because they're going to kick down your damn door, man. Ain't going to be nowhere to hide, right? But only the Most High, the only way for you to escape that is if the Most High is with you, right? You might have to be persecuted. You might have to be damn tormented. But as long as you believing in the Lord, at the end of the day, you get that crown placed on your head and you hop in them chariots, man, with a spiritual body. And another, not anyone else in the earth ever again can mess with you, can harm you, can make you cry, can make you weep, get you sad, right? Take your damn arm out, shoot you in the back. None of that can happen as long as you believe in the Lord. All right. It says, again, Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. Who is that righteous man? The elect. The Lord said, then when Israel's waking up, we're going to stand in great boldness. Right now, we're not fearing other nations. But it's certain men that's they don't want to go out. They kind of camera shy. They don't want their face out there. They want to so-called live off the grid. Man, they track you everywhere you go. You going to CVS, they talking about how was your visit. You go to Walmart, they saying you want to come back. We got some coupons for you. How the hell they know you was in CVS or Walmart? Because they tracking everywhere you go. It don't matter if you got an iPhone with you. It don't matter if you got a regular smartphone. It don't matter if you got whatever. They tracking you. Why? Because they want to keep tabs on the children of Israel. They had back in the day something called a COINTELPRO. And it was a plan to stop the so-called rise. They literally said this. The FBI said it's to stop the rise of a so-called black messiah. So that was back in the day. What you think they doing today? This is damn 2021, man. With smartphones and different technology and damn Siri and Alexa and smart home devices where you can kind of say, hey, Siri, turn off the damn lights, and the lights go out. Like the brother said, ain't no running from this. Ain't no running from this. So you got to deal with it. And a part of dealing with it is to stand bold, man. Wasn't Paul and Peter and the apostles in Yahweh Shai standing bold against all these different nations? Against the Romans? Wasn't Nehemiah standing bold? Didn't they try to kill Nehemiah? And Nehemiah said, like, damn, my alarm's going off. Right? So let's read this again. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. They don't make no account of our labors. How our body damn aches. How we get weak from fasting on days on end. How we go through these different demons that try to vex us and take us out the spirit week after week. This is a non-stop thing for the men of the Lord. You had a working slave in the damn world, and then you got coming this truth, and you got to put that same effort for the Most High God. Right? It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. Right? When they see us waking up, they're troubled in their hearts. They're pained in their hearts. They see the men of the Lord waking up. They hate this thing, man. They don't want to see the little children waking up with fringes on, talking about Shalom and Kwame Asharala. They don't want to see the young brother Isaiah, right, getting the heathen kissing his feet. They don't want to see that, man. They want to see him being a nigga playing with guns and watching damn wickedness, watching damn SpongeBob, which is a damn sponge basically freaking other damn animals in the sea. They want that to happen. They don't want them children to grow up with a righteous father and a righteous mother in their life. They want to see damn Steve and Steve or Eve and Eve. They want to see wickedness in the household. Or just Eve and no father in the household. Why? Because that's going to put us in sin. And what's going to happen when we in sin? Then they can roll over us. Right? It says, shall be amazed at the strength. I'm going to read it again, verse 2. And when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they look for. Right, because our salvation is right now. The Lord said in Romans 13:11, our salvation is nearer than when we believe. We might have thought that it was going to be, hundreds of years later, right, when we was growing up in this damn Christianity and whatnot. But now the Most High God is rising us up. So it can be any day now, man. We having blood moons. We having different nations getting ready to go to war with each other. We having Israel getting bombed the hell out. All hell is breaking loose on the earth. You got I might be riots coming out soon in these damn streets. Derek Chauvin just got arrested for 22 and a half years in prison. He probably not gonna do all of that. He might do half. He might do 365, or it might be 85%. So he's not gonna do all that, right? He might even damn get popped in prison and then commit suicide, right? Or they might just kill him in prison, whatever the case may be. We don't know. We don't know. But nevertheless, we know that all hell's gonna break loose on this earth, and the nations know that, and they want to stop us from rising up, right? Reading on. And they repenting and groaning for anguish. It's like it. Also, our salvation that's going to be strange to them is when we beamed up in them chariots, man. Let me get a precept real quick. Let's go to Song of Solomon, right? Because we're going to be beamed up in the chariot. That's how we're going to get out of here. That's our exodus. The Lord not going to send Moses back down and part the Red Sea in the East Coast and part the Red Sea in the West Coast, and we kind of walk through. He kind of over there on the East Coast. He get us over from the Atlantic Ocean, and we kind of cross back over to Israel. And then he come back over and he go to the West Coast and he part the damn Pacific Ocean. That's not what's going to happen, man. That's not the time we in. We're going to be beamed up out of here in them chariots, Lord willing. This is Song of Solomon, right? Song of Solomon, it's like it. Song of Solomon chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 7. No, start at 1 and 4. Song of Solomon 1 and 4. And it reads, it says, draw me, we will run after thee. Right? So Solomon said, and he's speaking as the Israelites in this sense, if the Lord were to draw us, we got to run after him. Meaning if he were to call us, wake us up. When I found out about this truth about 3 years ago, right? Now I was still being a nigga for the rest of that year. But when I found out about the truth, right, I tried to make haste. I tried to. It was kind of difficult putting away the weed. It was kind of difficult putting away the women. But nevertheless, the Lord allowed me to do that. So once he called me, right, I kind of tried to make it. I tried to make haste. It wasn't very successful, but nevertheless, the Lord had mercy on me, right? And over time, chiefly after those 6 months, I found out about the truth. I was able to hop up in this thing. I was able to go out to Baltimore, be amongst the brothers, see just how diligent these brothers are, even in person. And from there, put it on my spirit, I gotta continue in this thing, man. I really got to put away this weed. I really got to stop all of this thing, or whatever I was dealing with, right? And really get up in this thing, what I meant to say, right? So the Lord drew me, and he's drawing y'all. It's damn 6:14 in the morning over here on the East Coast. Now, I forget what time the brother said over there in London, but nevertheless, hey, we out here in this thing, man, because the Lord is drawing us and calling our spirit to come back home. It's like it. It says, we will run after thee. The king had brought me into his chambers. What's the chambers of the Lord? Them chariots. So when the Lord calls us, we're going to be brought up in them chariots. Lord willing. Right? Reading on. We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine. The upright love thee. Right? Those that's keeping the commandments, they love the Lord, man. And like the brother says, 11:14 over there in London, man. Right? But they up in the spirit. Let me get another precept on this. Us being beamed up in them chariots. Let's go to that's the spirit. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse 20. I'm going to get right to the point. Isaiah 26 and 20. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Right? The chambers, again, is the chariots. So the Lord is going to tell the elect to enter into the chariots and shut the doors behind you. Right? It says, hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. So when the destruction is happening on the earth, the Lord is going to call the men and women and children, the elect, the 1/3, up in them chambers, them chariots, until all hell finish breaking loose. Till Yahweh Shai come down, hops down, destroy these nations, goes over to another nation, slaughter that nation, and kind of get the rest of them rounded up, and bring Israel back over to our land. And from there, it starts the process of the new covenant being placed in our inward parts, like I tell you in Ezekiel, the 20th chapter, verses 33 on down, right? When he's pleading with us face to face in the wilderness. That's Ezekiel 20 and 35. So those things are going to take place after we flee from America, the second Exodus. Then we're going to be back in our land. It's going to start the second wilderness. From there, we're going to have to be proved and tried, because just because you made it out of America don't mean you're going to be a part of this that number and be actually a part of the elect. The Lord can bring a 2/3 over to the wilderness just to get them destroyed over there, man. The Lord does what he wants. And he said it's going to be so in Ezekiel, the 20th chapter, again, 35 on down. All right. So again, that's them chambers. So that's the strangeness of our salvation that the other nations are going to see. And this is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 3 again. It says, and they repentant and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometime in derision. Man, this was that nigga that we was making work for damn $7 an hour, $10 an hour. They raised the minimum wage over here in Jersey, but all the other prices went up. So although I think it's $11 right now, that don't mean a damn thing. Or maybe it's 10 or 11, one of the two. They raised the price over in New York City. It's like $15 an hour, but it damn it's like $15 to get some damn cheeseburgers. It's madness, man. But these are things that's happening on the earth. So this is what they're going to take account of. It says again, this was he whom we had sometime in derision, and a proverb of reproach. Because I know certain brothers, man, working 60 hours a week. 60 hours a week just to provide, man. Right? It's madness. Got brothers over on unemployment. But all these things is happening to the children of Israel. So this is the reproach which is happening to the children of Israel. So like, let me see if I can take care of this real quick. All right? Slack. Damn, alarm kept going off. Right? And it says, verse 4, we fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. So they foolishly thought that we was never going to be nothing, that the Lord really forgot about us, that they literally can do whatever they wanted to do to the Lord's chosen people, his chosen people. Imagine that. Imagine you can do whatever you want to do to the Lord's chosen people and he don't do nothing about it. Come on now. How foolish are you? Because they kind of got proud, man. Right? Forgetting about the Lord's chosen people. This is madness. Even the Lord's chosen people forgot about the Lord's chosen people. Let me get a precept of this Second Maccabees. Right? Second Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 14. Second Maccabees 6 and 14. So when he was ready to die, right? So when he was ready to die, it's the fourth brother. He said thus. Salaki, this is Second Maccabees 7 and 14. Salaki. Second Maccabees 7 and 14. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good being put to death by men to look for hope from God to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life. So this brother, a mighty brother, the 7 mighty brothers that went through the slaughter and humiliation by the other nations because they feared the Most High God and they believed in the Most High God even unto death. He said, look, it's good for us to die by men, but to continue to have the hope in the Lord for him to rise us back up. The thing about the other nations is they're going to have no resurrection to life. Once they're destroyed, that's it. Reading on. Afterwards, they brought the fifth also and mangled him. What does it mean they mangled him? They took his legs off, took his eyes out, jammed him up, man. Kind of, what they do? They do the damn branding and whatnot. They probably was branding a brother. They might have castrated the brother. Who knows? It just says they mangled him. Got his parts all mangled up, man. Then looked he unto the king and said, thou hast power over men. Right? He said, thou hast power over men. Thou art corruptible. Thou doest what thou wilt. So he went to the king, which is a Grecian man, an Edomite, and said, look, you got power over men. You do what you wilt. Don't they come up with this damn saying, do what thou wilt? They got that do what thou wilt spirit. What's that man name? Damn, what's that man name? The damn Edomite. He kind of, whatever his name is, but he's a so-called Luciferian. Now he came up with a book called "Do What Thou Wilt" or whatever the case may be, right? And how to serve Satan. Basically do whatever you want to do in the spirit. If you want to be a damn animal, you could be an animal now. If you want to be a homosexual and a freakazoid, you can go do that. Right? There you go. That's the water. Aleister Crowley. That's who it is. Damn devil, that do it that will spirit. And then he got all the brothers and sisters in the entertainment industry with the do it that will spirit. Kind of getting jammed up, the spirit all halfway gone. They kind of serving and sacrificing the idols. They don't even know what's going on. Getting popped behind them closed doors. Going to some secret parties. Those things is happening. Going to the damn the hell is that joint called? Them groves. The groves over there in the West Coast in California. Just all fornication and madness going on in the earth. But who puts this in the earth? Esau, the so-called white man. Reading on. It says, then looked he into the king and said, thou hast power over men, thou art corruptible, thou doest what thou wilt. Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of Yahweh. Said, don't think our nation is forsaken of the Most High God. Don't think the Most High God forgot about the elect, forgot about the children of Israel, forgot about his chosen people. And that's right, it's a Bohemian Grove. They go over there, I think it's over in, they don't, you're not really going to tell you exactly where it's at, but it's over there in California. Edomite back in the day named Alex Jones, he kind of tried to expose it. He hopped over, I don't know how he hopped over the gate. He probably is in on it. But he hopped over the gate and he was recording. He had the camera out. They kind of saw him like, whoa, what you doing out here? They ain't kill that man though. So he probably in on this joint. More than likely. He's an Edomite. You can't trust no devils. But nevertheless, this brother, this fifth brother, said, look, the Most High God never forsook the children of Israel. Although for a period of time, he kind of cast his back towards us because that's reasonable. The Lord is a just God. If we wasn't keeping his commandments, that's the cause for that. Right? That's just. That everything the Lord does is justice and true and right. Even if it's not right in man's eyes, it's right in the Most High's eyes. And who are we? Right? Verse 17. But abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. Right? So, hey, he's just straight up telling, look, wait a little bit, and the Lord is going to torment you and all these other nations, and you damn devils is going to grow up in this earth, even from this time, even until now. I'm going to read on, though. I'm going to jump to I'm going to read on. Verse 18. After him also they brought the six, who being ready to die said, be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our God. Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. Right? The marvelous things is us being led away as slaves, picking cotton to our fingers bled. Even young children, about 4 or 5 years old, I seen pictures. They damn got the damn satchel around, and he kind of over there grabbing them cotton and throwing it in the bag. Madness. We got pictures of young little girls swinging from trees, man. Swinging from trees. That's marvelous things the Lord has done to the children of Israel. Having us work for these base people who's supposed to be under your foot. That's marvelous things, man. Right? And it gets me upset every time we go out there on the highways and byways and our people don't really want to hearken to the Lord. Don't you see what the Lord is doing to you? Is there ever going to be enough? The Lord going to continue to kill you unless you come back home, man. Right? But nevertheless, the elect going to be saved. Verse 19. But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against God, that thou shalt escape unpunished. Said, don't think that the Lord is going to allow you to escape unpunished. Right? Don't think that the Lord is not going to redeem his elect. Don't think those things to be so, because he's going to do so. So back to Wisdom of Solomon 5 and what is that, 4? We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How was he numbered among the children of God, and his lot among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness had not shined to us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. So these nations, when they see us in them chariots, chanting and screaming out to Yahweh Shem Yashai, saying, call Allah, Yahweh Shem Yashai, and Kwame Yasharallah, Kwame Yasharallah, Kwame Yasharallah, them other nations going to be repentant in themselves. But they can't truly repent. right? Or chiefly Esau can't truly repent and change. He's never gonna get right. He can't get right. Tell you that in Habakkuk 2 and 4, Proverbs 3 and 33, Ezekiel, Sirach 33 and 10 on down. They can't get right. They devils. It's just not for them. But nevertheless, the Lord is gonna have mercy upon the elect, and the other nations are gonna see this and fear. So let's get some more precepts on this, right? Let's go to Isaiah 41 and verse 5. It's Isaiah chapter 41, verse 5. It says the owls saw it. The owls is the other islands, all the other nations. They're going to see us returning, and a great fear is going to fall upon them. Salakia. And feared. The ends of the earth were afraid, drew near, and came. Right? So everyone in the earth is going to fear and be afraid. They're going to try their best to try to cleave to the house of the Lord. I tell you that in Isaiah 14 and 1 on down. But not everybody gonna make it. Just because you cleave to the elect, don't mean you gonna make it. Salakia. Right? Get some more precepts on this. So this is gonna come to this earth, man. Right? This is Jeremiah 33, and we're gonna start at verse 8. Jeremiah 33 and 8. And I will cleanse from them, Salakia, I will cleanse them from all their iniquity, whereby they have sinned against me. And I will pardon all their iniquities whereby they have sinned and whereby they have transgressed against me. So the Lord says he's going to pardon all their iniquity. He's going to cleanse the elect, wash us away from their infirmities. All the things we're dealing with in the world, he's going to baptize us, right, on a spiritual level, right, and get us right and get us ready for that marriage and that wedding. Verse 9, and it shall be to me a name of joy. So I can read it again. And it shall be to me a name of joy, a praise and an honor before all the nations of the earth. So Israel's, again, going to be a praise and honor before all the nations of the earth, right? Every nation. Reading on. Which shall hear all the good that I do unto them. Just like how I mentioned earlier, the Egyptians, they kind of saw the good that the Lord did to us. That mighty, mighty empire at the time. There was no nation mightier than the Egyptians at the time. But the Lord destroyed them, smote them, put them to damn death, and rose up Israel in the midst of them. That's a mighty, marvelous act. It says, and shall it's like which shall hear all the good that I do unto them, and they shall fear and tremble for all the goodness and for all the prosperity that I will procure unto it. Right, so they're going to fear and tremble for everything the Lord is going to do to us. Now, I called it a few times. Let's go to the book of Exodus. Right, let's go to Exodus. We can go to Exodus 14 real quick. It's two accounts. I believe it's Exodus 14 and Exodus 15. But let's go to Exodus 14, and we're going to start at verse 25. Exodus 14 and 25, it says, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily. That they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for Yahweh fighteth for them against the Egyptians. So when they see us waking up, they said, look, let's flee from these men, man. The Most High God is fighting for them, man. Yahweh is fighting for them. We can't do nothing now. That's why the other nations want to stop. Before it gets to that point, they want to try to stop us. They think that they can stop us and stop this truth so that the Most High God won't fight for us, so we won't get to that point. They didn't write these accounts. They know what's going on in part. They have men staying up night and day trying to read the deep prophecies of the Bible so that they can wake up and try to prevent this thing from happening. Right? Because it's the end of them. This is not just the end of their nation, and then after this they can rise again, like the Dark Ages. They ain't gonna rise again. This is it. This is the very end of them, and they want to try to stop it. Reading on, it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared. So when Yahweh returns, that's going to be known as the morning appearing. When we flee from this captivity, that's known as the morning time. That's when the day breaks. It tell you that in Song of Solomon 2 and 17. There's literally the same account for real. When we flee out of these lands that we held captive in, that's known as the morning time, right? The daybreak, the rising of the day, like you see damn outside, man. That's the rising of the day, right? When we back in light, not in darkness no more. Right now we spiritually in darkness. It don't matter if it's damn 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m. on the East Coast, West Coast, damn wherever else. It don't matter. That's we still in the darkness right now, right? We're still in the nighttime. But when the Lord rises, wakes us up, and He comes and returns to us, being that He is a light, pursuing to John chapter 8 and verse 12, we're gonna be risen up and we're gonna be in the light again, and the whole earth is gonna be back in light. They show you that in the damn I bring this up all the time. It's one of my favorite movies. Even as a kid, the damn Lion King, right? When Scar was ruling, the damn earth was in Pride Rock was in mourning, in anguish, in darkness, in the nighttime. But when Simba was ruling again, when he became a ruler, then the whole earth and Pride Rock, it was in light. It was peaceful, it was beautiful. All the damn animals was getting along. Everybody, it was beautiful, man. Everybody was in peace and harmony. Everything was well structured and in order. And they tell you that in Proverbs 29 and 2. That people mourn, paraphrasing, when the wicked are in rule, but when the righteous are in rule, the people rejoice. Right? So reading on, it says, when the morning appeared and the Egyptians fled against it, and Yahweh overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea, and the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen, and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them, and there remained not so much as one of them. But the children of Israel walked upon dry ground, it's like a dry land, in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on the right hand and on their left. So the Most High God, when He allows us to come out of this thing, and He redeems Israel, right, it's going to be like a dream, right? Let's get another precept on this. So you got the book of Exodus. Again, you got Exodus 14 and 25 on down to 29. Salaki. You also got Exodus 15, and I'm going to go to verse 12. Exodus 15 and 12, it reads, thou stretches out thy right hand, the earth swallowed them up. Thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people which thou hast redeemed. Thou hast guided them in thy strength unto thy holy habitation. The people shall hear and be afraid. The Lord said the people is going to hear us waking up, and they're still going to be afraid as well. It says sorrow shall take hold on the inhabitants of Philistia, or a Palestinian, when the dukes of Edom, which are the Edomites, the dukes are the rulers, their kings, their governors, their chief damn rulers in the higher places, the damn oligarchy that runs America and UK and Russia. It says, shall be amazed the mighty men of Moab, which are those damn Chinese men. Those men that's really behind the scenes, not President Zhang or whatever his name is. They're damn actual men that run that thing behind the scenes, man. That's in league with America. Those men that really go to the UN, and not the men that's sitting around the table. Those men included, but really the men that's behind the damn closed doors. That's really controlling this. It says, trembling shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. So again, when the exodus of Israel, as we waking up right now, these nations are melting away, and they can't do a damn thing about it, man. Right? Because the Lord, this is of the Lord, man. This is of the Lord that we waking up in these last days. I got a few more precepts, and I'm going to close out. All right? Actually, let me go to Nehemiah real quick. Right? So they can't do a damn thing about this thing, man. They can try to shut down the live. They can shut down the YouTube channel. They didn't shut down our Cold Cuts channel and completely took it away. The one with 10K subscribers, the other one we got, right? Now they shut down the old one, the first one. Then we, built the new one up through the Spirit. Got about 10K subscribers, endless videos, and I encourage all y'all 14 that's watching it. If you're not subscribed to the Cold Cuts channel, go subscribe to that. Go subscribe to the Cold Cuts channel. Endless breakdowns and endless edification. They try to shut that down completely, and it was. But then the Lord allowed us to get the channel back. Now, although we can't post on it, they said we can't post no more. But we still got the videos on there, and you still can go get edified, man. That's the main thing about it. You can go get edified with endless breakdowns. Whatever you're dealing with, it's in the Bible. We can break it down through the Spirit, and it's on that channel. So go check it out. right? So this is Nehemiah 6 and verse 10. So I'm going to get right to the point. Nehemiah chapter 6 and verse 16. And it came to pass that when all our enemies heard thereof, and all the heathen that were about us saw these things, they were much cast down in their own eyes. For they perceived that this work was wrought of our God. Right? They perceived that this work that we doing out here, going on the highways and byways, men putting down the guns and, saluting each other and not being niggas and hoodlums and whatnot and harlots. They perceive right now that this is of the Most High God. So they know, they kind of cut to heart, man. They can't do nothing about this. All right? Let's get another precept, and we're going to close up. Let's go to the book of Revelation. Chapter 11 and verse... This is Revelation chapter 11, and I'm going to start at verse 11. Right? Revelation 11 and 11. And after 3 days and a half, right? And that 3 days and a half is going into the time period from the Messiah being cut off from us, up until even today. The 3 days and a half where Israel was without shelter, without anything, lacking food, lacking water on a spiritual level. How do we know that? Let's go real quick. Let's go to Revelation 14 and 12 and 14 real quick. Revelation 12 and 14. And to the woman, and the woman is Israel. It tell you that in the top of the chapter, right? We're that woman, right? That's also in Isaiah 55. It's like Isaiah 54 and 16 on down. No, it's like it. Isaiah 54 and 6 and Jeremiah the 6th chapter, verses 2, right? It says, and to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness. And it's not a literal wilderness, but over here where we at, we in the wilderness, man. Again, we don't have no shelter. We don't have no home. No one's clothing us. We just out here bugged out. You go to Trenton, you go anywhere. Just go out in your neighbor cities where Jake is at. And you see Jake is just out there, man. So we're in the wilderness right now. Spiritually, we dried up with thirst. We don't know what's going on. We parched. It says, Slakia, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished. In that wilderness, she also will be nourished. Right now, we're being nourished. Right now, we're being fed by this word. I tell you that in Song of Solomon, the 8th chapter, Sirach, chapter 15. Right, we're being built up through the Spirit. The Lord is building us up, allowing us to eat of His word. It says, into her place where she is nourished for a time, which is 1, and times, which is 2, and a half a time, which is in total 3.5, right? Or that 3.5 days, or that 1,260 days, which you're not going to break down the full thing right now, but in 42 months, but which we did countless times. Lord willing, I don't know if we got it on this channel, but we got it on the Cold Cuts channel. And if not on this channel, then Lord willing, I can hop into that, right? It says, from the face of the serpent, right? So this place is a wilderness where Israel will be fled away to be nourished up and built up. Where we're dead for the beginning of the 3 days and a half, but now we've been built up and rising up, right? Until the time when the Lord is going to return. And in the midst of that, or the end of that 3 days and a half, that's when the other nations can come through and they can besiege our temple for the 3rd abomination of desolation. That's spoken of by Daniel the prophet. That's written in Daniel 9 and Matthew the 24th chapter and Luke the 21st chapter. Now, let's go back to Revelation 11 and 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. So right now this is happening. The spirit of the Lord is entering into us, and we're standing upon our feet with great boldness, right? With great boldness. It says, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them, right? So all the nations see that Yasha'Allah is waking up. They want to hinder this word. They want to do whatever they can do to stop this thing and prevent this thing. But you can't prevent what the Most High set up on this earth. So with that, on better strong shalom, continue to endure, continue to watch for these prophecies, continue to stay in the spirit, continue to fight these demons, right? Continue to be edified, right? And watch these videos, because that's the thing that's going to build you up in these last days. The Lord said in Isaiah 33 and 6 that knowledge and Saki that. Let me get the precept real quick. I don't misquote too many things. It's Isaiah 33 and 6 real quick. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. So wisdom and knowledge, that's going to be the stability of your times. That's the thing that's going to keep you motivated, even if you cast in them prisons. Even if you want to run somewhere, even if you in a damn FEMA camp. So you got to take heed to this word while you got it right now. With that, on Bit of Strong Shalom, Kwame Sharala, endure Israel.